Arun, diabetologist from Dr. A. Ramachandran's Diabetes Hospitals, Chennai. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Banshi Sabu, President, as well as the organizing committee for putting up a grand show and also inviting me to this prestigious event. The topic that has been assigned to me is a non-compliant patient and what can we do to help such patients. Non-compliant patient or non-compliance itself is a huge medical problem that we are currently grappling with. There is, in fact, a huge gap in the current healthcare system. Now, it's not only seen in non-communicable diseases, it's also seen in communicable diseases, but more particularly in non-communicable diseases, considering the chronic nature of the disease, as well as majority of the patients with the non-communicable diseases are largely asymptomatic. So these patients tend to neglect care on time, are non-adherent to medicines, and therefore it tantamounts to complications. Now, this is the real crux of the problem that we are actually facing. Now, we are looking to improve this non-adherence, thereby improving patient outcomes. There is a lot of data to show that non-adherence not only increases the cost tremendously, the healthcare costs, so on and so forth, because in the United States, there's data to show about 5 to 7% of the entire annual healthcare budget is spent or wasted towards non-adherence itself. And that's the size of the problem in the United States. We also have a number of studies to show that there's an increased hospitalization risk because of non-adherence to medicines. The mortality risk is twice in patients who are non-adherent compared to patients who are adherent to medicines. Now, this is the message that we have to disseminate, impart to patients all over, because this is just not a problem that only India is facing. This is perhaps a problem which is global in nature. So we have to sensitize the patients that spending now is perhaps more wiser than landing up in complications and spending more later. Now, that's the very important message that we'll have to percolate. Now, how do we approach patients with non-adherence? There are two pillars. One is actually the monitoring. The other is, in fact, the intervention itself. Now, non-compliance can be multifactorial. So it's no one size fits all. So we need to have different strategies of intervention. So monitoring is always the first step. You understand the root cause of the problem of each patient. So monitoring could be direct, indirect, checking the serum levels of blood sugar, HbA1c could be the direct measures. Indirect could be questionnaires, asking the support system to engage with the patient and get more details, or use even interactive applications, leverage the technology to get further insights on non-compliance. Understanding this, we could further intervene. Intervention is always a bi-directional relationship. Now, we should not have a hierarchical, authoritative approach with our patients. We should have a more collaborative approach. Thereby, this seems to improve adherence to medicines. We should also bring our support system into the party, such as the nursing staff, be it the physician assistants, pharmacists, educators, so on and so forth. They can also engage with the patients more often. This has also shown in studies to improve adherence there and thereby improving clinical outcomes. Technology, we've seen digital intervention playing a huge role. I think the future is going to be digital transformation of healthcare. We can use algorithms to track patient behavior, thereby also use machine learning as well as artificial intelligence to optimize messaging to the patient so that it's very customized, and thereby patients have more chances of, in fact, cooperating, and we could have more success using such kind of technology. So in these measures, we should hope to make sure that adherence is actually improving, thereby patients' outcome is improved. The WHO has recently emphasized that any effort on improving adherence has far more profound impact on the health of a population than even improving any specific treatment itself. So that's how important improving adherence in our patients with. So with this message, I would like to thank again Dr. Banshi Sabu, the president of the RSSDI, as well as the organizing committee, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.